We're going 13 on 30 today with day 13 of 30 until 30. And for today's video, I thought that we would do a boyfriend tag of sorts. I thought that it may be helpful to hear about our relationship and what it's like to date someone who's visually impaired from the perspective of my boyfriend Miles, and to hear his thoughts and his experience being on, like, I don't know, not the other side, but being, I guess on the other side of the relationship, not being the visually impaired one. So curious to hear like what your thoughts are and how it impacts you.
Okay, sure. Well, I really don't think of you as visually impaired. Like, that's obviously not first and foremost in my mind ever, because the way you live is just like normal for the most part, minus the driving. And you kick butt in all the games we play.
That's right. I've been unstoppable in Mario Party, as I think you guys saw in my video. I think I won that game too. So that is, sometimes it's hard. Like, I don't see myself as visually impaired, and yet sometimes other people will see that as, I don't know, my biggest label or my biggest identifier. So sometimes I forget that people see me as like the blind girl or the visually impaired person. But it sounds like you don't.
No, they are not seeing the full picture, obviously, because there's so much that you can do that normal people can't do. Like, you've gone through a master's program. Not many people have done that.
Yeah, 5%.
That's right.
And then let's talk about how we met, where we met, when we met. We met almost 2 years ago.
Yeah. I don't know when exactly we matched up, but we were talking for a couple of weeks on Hinge. What a great app that turned out to be.
I don't know if we can endorse it that highly, but worked for us.
It worked very well for us. And our first date was August 10th, 2 years ago. Wow. Flew by. Feels like I started a whole new life, though. But...
And we got coffee. We went for a walk. It was a very classic and very perfect first date. Like, a very, you keep it simple. Coffee, a walk outside at a beautiful park.
Low pressure.
Yeah.
I thought that was the right move.
Yeah.
So.
It was the right move. Look where we are today. And then, what was your first impression of me?
My first impression, I mean, I knew it was going to be different than usual, first date, because, you're visually impaired, and I wasn't sure how much of an impact that really would have on the date. Turns out very little.
Especially when it comes to getting coffee and going for a walk.
I mean, for sure.
Very easy activities, very low vision heavy activities.
So first impression really was pretty normal. I was like, look at this beautiful woman walking towards my car. Let me get the door for her.
That's the thing too, is being visually impaired. Not being able to drive, I always had to put a lot of trust in first dates, and usually would have them pick me up because Ubering gave me anxiety. Going to find someone in public is even more anxiety. So the lesser of all evils, but definitely used a lot of courage and pays off.
Have they heard the story about what happened before I picked you up?
Yeah, because on our first date, no, I haven't told, I don't think I've shared this on my blog before, but before our first date, a bird flew into my house, and if you know anything about me, I'm terrified of birds, so I had to hide in my room and then texted Miles that I was going to be late to our first date. I had to push it back, and then called my brother-in-law to come get this bird out of the house, and he did a phenomenal job.
Yeah, shout out Garrett.
Yeah, shout out Garrett, because the bird does not live here anymore. So, and we were able to overcome that terrifying nightmare of an obstacle to enjoy our lovely date. And then I thought this would be also a fun question. When did you first meet my family?
I believe I met most of them at a wedding, if I'm not mistaken. And that was quite the whirlwind. It was your sister's wedding. Yeah,
Abby's wedding was 2 weeks, maybe not even 2 full weeks, or exactly like 2 weeks since our first date. And I had my sister's wedding, and he got a very last minute invite. I was able to make it to the reception, and so it was kind of a rip the band-aid and like meet everybody all at once. My grandparents, like the extended family, the immediate family. So you were brave for that.
I didn't know what to expect, but it was an awesome time.
Oh yeah, we danced the night away. So on my Hinge, I always had it listed that I was visually impaired, very like overtly. So it's something that you would have seen immediately on my profile. So I'm curious what your first impression was of reading that and seeing that I was visually impaired. What went through your mind?
First of all, I was very attracted to you. Very. So I was very excited to meet you. Honestly, I thought it was kind of a sign that I needed to, put every bit of effort I could into meeting you and getting to know you, because I don't have the best vision myself. I'm blind in my right eye here.
He's got a unique story of his own, which does lead to that shared empathy piece, being able to relate. For me, I always felt like seeing that I was visually impaired was often a deal breaker to people, or like it didn't really matter what else I had going on for me, that it was like, well, but this is too much of a burden to handle or to embrace. So it's helpful to know that not everybody sees it that way.
Not at all.
You focus on the other things that make me outside of this one thing.
Sure. But I don't shy away of, your visual impairment. I'm aware of it. So I, try to be as accommodating as I can for that. So I'm okay with signing up for that if I get to, spend my time with you.
Miles has done a great job, like, leaning into me being visually impaired and not feeling afraid or feeling unsure in a way that caused avoidance. Like, he would he'd move his couch closer to the TV or take pictures of things far away and zoom in so I could see it without me ever having to initiate any of that. Yeah. So you did instinctually know how to, like, come in and support me being visually impaired. So yeah, even though you weren't focusing fully on it, you still had a lot of thoughtfulness with it. I am curious though, what is the hardest part or what scares you the most about dating someone who's visually impaired and also who has glaucoma, and for knowing that my vision, what it is now, it may or may not stay this way forever?
I mean, I've always been fine with or preferred to be the driver, so I'm not too deterred by that factor. I don't mind picking you up anywhere I can. I guess I do have like some internal struggles myself, just because I know if I have you stay over at my place or have you go somewhere else somewhere I can't just take you back myself, I don't want to create a burden for like your family or something like that, which I know that's been something that you've thought about.
Yeah, I know, it's carrying that internal struggle of having goals and then not wanting to have to inconvenience so many other people by what we want to do, even if it is like, that is hard for, I think it's one of the most challenging things is trying to navigate the back and forth, since we're not living together yet. It's like we want to see each other, but you can only do so much when I can't drive. So sometimes it just makes more sense for us to stay separate, whereas if I could drive, I would easily like go over there more often.
Sure.
So that can definitely feel frustrating.
I do like a lot of games, so I do, I guess, feel a little left out sometimes when I can't play my favorite games with you because of your vision.
Yeah, because games, especially like real video games, apparently Mario Party's not.
No, Mario.
I don't know. It is a video game, but there's apparently some other good ones out there, but I stick to what I know. So yeah, it makes sense, because especially with fast-moving games, they're not usually that accessible, unfortunately. So that does make it hard. And then the last question is, what is your favorite thing about our relationship, or are there any benefits to dating someone who's visually impaired? I don't know.
Yes, I have her trapped at all times. I think your vision certainly helped you grow a lot more in the empathy department. Just seems that you're just a whole lot more sweet. Like, you care about others a whole lot more than yourself, as far as I can tell. Although you do care about yourself a lot, which is good.
I love myself and others equally. I'm learning to do that.
Yeah.
That's one thing I've learned before turning 30, is the importance of that equal balance of love for myself and love for others.
Yeah. It's huge, and you've mastered it, if I may say so.
I don't know about that, but
well, you clearly care a whole lot about your family, about your friends, and you will literally put in as much effort as you can to help them have a better life, or put a smile on their face. Just little things, and I just admire that so much about you. It doesn't necessarily mean your vision has any impact in that, but I think it has a side effect. I mean, you've been through some struggles, and you clearly learned from them, and don't want those kind of struggles, albeit different ones, to happen to others if you can help it.
Yeah. I do have an awareness of how hard life is. I think that I have experienced it myself and know that other people are experiencing it too. So that makes sense. That really is kind of all the questions I had for you. Thank you for answering them and being so kind while you did it. I don't know if I deserved all the kind words, but it was very sweet. And I thought it would be helpful to do a video like this because, I've had videos on my channel talking about my struggles navigating dating and the fear of, am I unlovable because I'm visually impaired? And I think that's a normal thought and a normal fear to have. And also, just like many times in my life, I proved myself wrong once again, and I'm not indeed unlovable. And so I feel very grateful to have Miles in my life and thought that it would be helpful to share our experience a little bit more deeply with you all today. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please leave a comment, start some conversation. If you have any questions that we didn't answer, we could do a part 2.
Oh yeah, fan questions.
Yeah, exactly. The next ones are for the fans.
Bring it on.
Subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow.